Hello friends, and welcome to Creators of the Lost Art. My name is Ron, and I'm excited to start this journey with you. My favorite author, Mark Twain, has a quote that says, "When I was a boy of 14, my father was so ignorant I could hardly stand to have the old man around. But when I got to be 21, I was astonished at how much the old man learned in 7 years." I love that quote. It's a facetious way of saying that maybe I didn't know as much as I thought, or maybe Dad knew a little more than I gave him credit for. I personally have been very blessed with a father that he can build or rebuild anything, and I'm extremely grateful that he had the patience and spent the time to impart knowledge and wisdom into my life. Recently, I've been really astonished by how many young men and young women that have absolutely no idea or no ability to use hand tools, tools of any kind, or to complete any kind of basic handyman tasks that as a homeowner or maybe even a rental property owner or something like that, that you can save yourself a lot of money and a lot of headache by repairing these little things yourself. In a time where inflation and supply chain issues have made replacing objects nearly impossible, repair is going to become much more necessary. It's not so easy to just go out and get that new appliance or new device or whatever it is, even a tool that you may need, whereas you could spend a few minutes, a little bit of duct tape, and fix just about anything. But when the quality of goods is below subpar, if you look at anything made nowadays, you spend a little time at Walmart and check where the made in label on the bottom would say, and most of it's made very cheaply in a different country, whereas America was always kind of founded on that made in the USA, stronger steel, longer lasting type thing. And a lot of the products that you can produce at home, building them yourself, will have a much longer lifespan. It also has the added benefit of increasing confidence and healthy pride in a person that can show their friends, take a picture and say, "Hey, look what I built this weekend, and this is the purpose of this." Global food shortages, something that's being talked about a little bit. They're going to drive the need to provide your own food, whether that's a protein or a carb, vegetables, anything that you can grow on your own. That means that your food bill is going to be even less. And another thing that people aren't talking so much about, I heard that there's going to be a projected shortage of skilled labor. So having that service technician, the price and availability of having that service technician to come out and fix your furnace or troubleshoot an electrical problem or even unstop your toilet if you're not capable of doing that, the price of that and availability is going to go, it's going to go through the roof. So my background personally is I'm a U.S. Marine vet. I served from 2000 to 2005, and then I went through an apprenticeship program and an licensed HVAC journeyman. And then on top of that, I've got 30 years of electrical, plumbing, carpentry, remodels, you name it, I've pretty much done it. I've got that experience under my belt. Most of that is thanks to my dad growing up. I love to design, I love to build, I love to repair anything, and especially when we're using free or repurposed materials. That makes me feel even better whenever I've got $10 into a project that someone would pay a couple hundred for because they don't have the ability to do that themselves. My wife Mandy and I, we've been married for almost 13 years. Yay. And I've always dabbled in homesteading, self-sufficiency, and small-scale prepping. But in September of 2016, we took a step back because our 3-year-old son Franklin was diagnosed with a rare, malignant, inoperable brainstem tumor. And we did 3 years of radiation, chemo, clinical trial, treatments, surgeries, and then God. That's all we can say. And this past November of 2021 marked 2 years of remission from the brainstem tumor. So we're very thankful for that. We also have 2 beautiful young ladies. Adeline over here is our fashionista.
And baking expert.
And she turned 10 today. And Penelope is 7, and she loves to play in dirt. This is the one that likes to play in the dirt and play in the animal poop and everything else. Right. My uncle once told me that and this is rough.
He's dirty.
All right. My uncle once told me that the best lessons are those that are bought and paid for with blood, sweat, and tears. So let us relearn the lessons that our ancestors knew, and let us grow in our failures. We're going to fail. We haven't been doing farming that long. We haven't been doing homesteading that long, and we haven't been doing planting and growing. We're all going to travel this journey together. We're going to learn from our mistakes, and hopefully what we do will help you guys be more successful. So let us learn to build instead of buy, repair instead of replace, contribute instead of consume, and be his hands and feet through loving one another. I love you guys. So we've already begun building our little dreamstead, if you will, and we're going to go give you a little tour right now. All right, friends. First up on our little hobby farm is we have a couple of little chickens. I don't even know what kind they are. Mandy may know what they are, but they were some that appealed to her eye. So these are more like our pet chickens here. We got a little guy in there, and my buddy Franklin's going to introduce him. Come here, dude. Come here, dude. What's your rooster's name? What's your rooster's name? Being shy. You're just being goofy. Get out of here.
Red.
Is it little red? Is that what you said? All right. Is he your favorite? Is he really noisy? Yeah, he's noisy like you. Yeah. All right. So we're getting 1 egg a day now. It's our Belle is the dark chicken's name. She lays a green egg. I built this little chicken coop out of repurposed or materials that were given to me. I think the only thing that I have money in is the wheels on it is the only thing I think. My helpers here are going to show you our nest box. Opens up from the top. They like to pull all the hay out of the middle one. Then around this side is got a herd of kids too. Door that opens to access the front. Somebody needs to clean it out.
Not me.
Hey dude, you want to talk about any more animals? That's okay. So Franklin may look different, may talk different, may walk a little different than his peers, but his journey is nothing short of a miracle. We'll give you guys some more details and let you in on, tell you a little bit more about the journey of this, and you guys are going to be entirely blessed learning about this kid's life. But you going inside? I guess so. All right, next up is our quail. Okay, so next up is our little quail coop. I did purchase this coop, I think it was Amazon, and I was not happy with it. We put the rabbits in it, originally put the rabbits in it, and I was not happy with it. I wasn't happy with the way it built, so I repurposed it, put a bottom in it, put our quail in it, and put a top on it to keep them dry. Do have a little opening on this end that makes it a whole lot easier to get their water in and out, and then their feeder is a repurposed screw container with holes drilled in the side of it. It did crack, so I put the duct tape around it.
Trying to fly out.
And they just reach their little heads in there and they eat it till it's empty, and we just pull it out, fill it up. It keeps them from making a huge mess. They still spill some of it, but not nearly as bad as the open container did. And on the backside, to keep these little guys warm, and we can see it from the house to make sure that the heat lamp is still on at nighttime. We can poke our heads out the window and look, and we can see that the heat lamp is on when it's cold out. And this opens. It has wire on it too, and then they have sandbox in there that they really enjoy, and works well. They definitely go in there at nighttime when it's cold up.
Hey.
Next up is our rabbits. We got two Rex females. What are their names?
This is Lavender Brown from Harry Potter, and Luna Lovegood from Harry Potter.
Let's see if we can open it up and get a better look at her. There she is.
They won't bite me, right?
They won't bite you. No, they won't bite you.
This one's calmer. The other one's crazy. Look, this is Luna. She likes to eat my finger.
All right, and on this I built it to where we could put the buck. We're getting the buck in a month, couple of weeks.
Yeah.
We were waiting for a different litter so that we could have the male from a different mother and father. But I've got it where it can close the doors and separate the females from the male. Keep them from fighting or eating the young or anything like that. We could do any kind of combination of. These girls actually like to hang out together. They are best friends. They're sisters and best friends. I did build it to where it was attached to the shop. It didn't have any legs sticking out here to make it easier to clean underneath, make it easier to keep the grass mown underneath there, but mainly just to keep it a little bit cleaner. I want to do a little dropping catch tray future project to catch it and send it all down into a bucket for take over to the compost pile. And once my stack of high quality building materials is diminished, if we decide to go with more rabbits, I have room to make a whole nother 10-foot long rabbit hutch over here, and we could have probably 6 rabbits in that.
The rabbits like to
One thing I forgot to mention about the quail is our goal for these is to incubate the eggs. Once we start getting eggs, they're still young, maybe a month old, maybe a little longer than that, I don't remember. But once we start getting the eggs, we're going to send some of them to the incubator. Not really sure that we're going to eat quail eggs. It's just a lot of work for a little bit of reward when we're already getting chicken eggs. But we certainly want to have them as a meat bird. This is probably not a permanent fixture. This will probably be transitioned to some sort of brooder for the young chicks whenever they hatch. All right, last up is our chicken coop, laying chickens, and our rooster, the giant rooster. His name is Beast. He's our favorite. Love to hear him crow in the morning. This area is special to us anyway because back in 2019 or 2018, sorry, 17, we had to go to Michigan for a clinical trial for Franklin, and while we were gone, our friends Nathan and Jill, whose YouTube channel is Whispering Willow Farms, came over while we were gone. We were in Michigan, came over and surprised us when we got home. We had this lovely little garden that they had come and planted for us. So this place is special to us. But we wanted to move away from this with the garden more to a raised bed style and greenhouse or hoop house, growing house that we're going to build out here. And we needed a place for the chickens, so we fenced it in, put some chicken wire over the top to keep them from flying out. Their wings have not been clipped to keep them from flying out, but also to keep any kind of predators or anything from coming in.
Predator.
That predator right there. Eventually, once we get the rest of the property fenced in, which there's another video on that coming out. You guys can probably see some of the process already. Once we get all that finished out, then I do want to clip their wings and let them free range out in the yard with our surprise that's going to be here in December. But come on in and take a look. A self-closing gate.
I'm not getting in.
Why not, Adeline?
I'm scared of chickens.
Scared of chickens.
It's real.
Hello.
The water needs to be cleaned up. Built them a little chicken feeder. These girls like to eat a lot. This is self-filling or self-filling, and it can hold quite a bit of food in there. Just fill it from the top. It has a little angle built in it that feeds it down to the bottom. Works really well. I built this this waterer for the chickens. It has these little nipples on the bottom. It's threaded in the bottom, but we didn't start our chicks using that, so they haven't figured out how to use that yet. Hence the big water, 3-gallon water tank still in here. And then he's filming. And then our chicken coop is a playhouse that the girls outgrew or didn't play in very much. So technically, other than buying it originally as a playhouse, I don't have any money in this. Come in here. So the nest boxes are in the back. Girls love these. There's 4. They usually only lay in, I think, 2 of them. And it too needs to be cleaned out. I like to put the hay on the bottom, just make it a little easier to clean it out. It doesn't have a bottom in it, but it's sitting on a piece of plastic signboard or whatever that is that I found that worked well as the bottom. So we can move it around if we need to, but we haven't yet. And that's it. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the tour. It's the beginning of something bigger that we're gonna start and grow with it. Like I said before, we're gonna make some mistakes. We're gonna learn from those mistakes. We're gonna reinvent the wheel. That's what Ron does best. Hopefully bring you guys some good videos on how to build, things that we come up with that we need. Necessity is the mother of invention. Maybe some baking videos, canning videos, processing our own chickens, our own quail, anything that we catch out on the street. I'm just joking, guys. But whatever it is, we're gonna bring you guys. I hope you enjoy it. Growing with us, learning with us, and I can't wait to see you again.